Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do start, I'm aware that this series has been gone for a second. I have been doing a bit of research and trying to plan a few things out for this series. And right now, let's begin. In the last part, a number of things happened. Deku and his grandfather, they were coming to a bit of an agreement. Deku is going to have a summer job, and Deku, yeah, he doesn't really like that. His grandpa wants to try and teach him more about responsibility. And Deku, he just wants to train and go to UA. I mean, yeah, he gets into fights. Yes, he's a delinquent. Yes, he's got some problems. But ultimately, he feels like trying to prove them all wrong and being the strongest is the best thing to do. His dad died in a cage match, and he wants to make his dad proud. Climb to the top and be successful. Become the number one hero. And Deku, that says quite a lot about him. Deku, he wants to be a good person. But at the end of the day, he has to fight. And Mina and Kirishima, the two girls, they encountered Deku at the mall. And they wanted to train with him to get stronger for UA. And Deku, yeah. He talked to them, gave him their, well, they gave him, they exchanged phone numbers, and then parted ways. And Deku started his summer job the next day. Now, a lot has started to happen. Mina and Kirishima. The two have tried to text Deku and train with him. And Deku, he's kind of given them a few days of the week where he will train with them and certain days where he can't. And the two are kind of confused. They have all summer, but he doesn't. And Deku, on the days where he does try to train with them, he does try and tell them what to do. I mean, Kirishima, her hardening ability, it's okay, I guess, but it's not all that strong. Compared to his power, yeah, he could break her armor. And Mina, she is kind of lacking in the physical department. So she does need to train more for UA, physically speaking. Now, these two, they didn't really care at first. However, whenever Kirishima started to train her abilities more, and Deku actually showed them the difference between actually training and not, they were a lot more surprised. And these two, Deku, he told them what to do. However, he also told them to look into training themselves, because he's going to be busy. And they didn't really understand that. And Deku, he trained some days and then went home. He went to work some days and then went home again. And Deku, he just found it to be boring. And we do currently have him at his job, where he does sit there at the counter. And the old man, he currently is doing a few things. However, he does go to sit down after they're done and go to grab his cup of coffee, asking Izuku exactly how his Gramps is doing. Hmm? Huh? Um, yeah, he's doing alright. Little bastard still being stubborn? Yeah. So? I don't know how to deal with him. Huh. You know, he was always like that. He was? Huh. Yeah. Doesn't want to admit it, but he himself is a tough cookie. Hard time talking to people. Does he? Yep. He, he's done a lot in his life, Izuku. Can't blame him for much. He wasn't very responsible when I met him. He wasn't. Fuck no. He, he liked to run around and do a lot of dumb shit. He made a mistake. And then he turned his life around. I didn't see him for a few years, and then I met him again. I was kind of surprised. He had a daughter. Really? This mistake, are you saying that it was... Not saying it wasn't, but I'm fairly certain he got your grandma pregnant. And that was around the time of high school. Are you serious? I mean, I never knew. He doesn't talk about his past. He doesn't talk for good reason. He likes to try and be tough. But if you sit down and talk to him, just a big old softy. Then again, there's my past too. Really? Yeah, don't worry, kid. It's all a little bit behind me, but hey. I, uh, I still enjoy going out. You do? Yeah, more though for a stroll. Then again, ugh, I should probably call up some of my old friends. Hmm? What do you say? Huh. I said, kid. Then again, I should probably call up some of my old friends. What happened? Got something stuck in your ears? Uh, no, not really. It's just you sort of trailed off back there. Huh. Did I? Ugh. Well then. Probably should stand up and go for my walk. The man gonna stand and walk out of the store. As Deku, he does still sit there. Customers come in, some go to leave, and others, they come in and act a little suspicious. And Deku, he does actually notice that. There are three guys who look to be a little bit older than him, and whenever they came into the store and started acting weird, one came walking up to the register, and they blocked Deku's view of the other two in the aisle, trying to express about how they were hoping to talk to him about this magazine here. Hmm? Oh, uh, sure, what do you want to know? Well, I'm just saying, the guy isn't going to lean forwards, expressing. He wants to know exactly how much it cost. And Deku, he does notice the way the guy's acting. Him going to look to the right as the guy is going to block Deku's view again. And Deku is going to tell him. Him going to actually look a little mad that he needs to move. Now. Why? I'm trying to ask you about this magazine, dude. Come on. Just scan it. Tell me. Okay, I will. But that I will do that if you step aside. You know what? On second thought, maybe not. The man's gonna turn. And Deku, he doesn't see the two guys sitting there in the aisle. As one of them, they have a backpack. And Deku, he does actually go to bring his hands up. Him going to jump over the counter and tell them, okay, set that down now. Hey, come on, man. We're just gonna leave. We couldn't find anything. We don't bullshit me. What are you talking about? You might want to step back and reconsider your position. Reconsider. Okay, let me put it this way. Deku bringing up his fist, telling them, put the shit they stole back, otherwise he'll knock their teeth out. And one of the guys just started to ignite his hands, expressing, you know what? Maybe they probably should have just come on here a little bit more gun-ho. Maybe that would have been a lot easier. And Deku is going to throw out his fist, smashing across the guy's face and sending him flying backwards, as he's going to smash into the ground and fly into the two. And Deku just going to watch one of those guys actually going to turn and pour out the bag as they fell. And Deku is going to see a bunch of candy and chips go flying onto the ground, along with even some magazines these guys probably shouldn't have been carrying. Now, Deku, he is going to tell them, as one of the guys who try to get back to their feet and turn to Deku. Them going to clock their fist out at Deku, as Deku does going to turn to them. Them smashing their fist directly into his face. Ow! Ow, 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 ow. Deku going to bring his hand up and knock the guy away, sending him flying into one of the racks as he is going to fall over. And Deku, he is going to turn back to the other guy, as the old man, he comes walking back around and into the store, as Deku is going to toss one of these guys directly out. And the old guy, he is going to stare at Deku, as Deku is going to turn and see the old man. And stay out, you asshole. Hi. So, what happened while I was gone? The other two are still in there. Other two? Yeah. Um, they, they're trying to steal stuff, and I kicked their asses. Alright, where are they at? One of the kids running up behind Deku. And Deku, He actually does a turn, as the guy does go turning and bolting, with something in his hand. And Deku, he does a turn back, thinking as to whether or not he locked the cash register. Him gonna turn and run back inside, and finding that it is still locked. However, he does a turn and run back out, about to go bolting after the guy, as the old man is trying to tell Deku to leave it. Hmm? What? But he's gonna get away. I said, leave it, boy. But, sir, I. Just leave it. Hmm? Why? I mean, he didn't take any money, but. Kid, I don't care. Fine, fine. But why? Because. Kid probably needed more. Hell, I don't care. As long as it wasn't the cash on the register, something that can be replaced, it's fucking all good. Okay? I get it, but I don't. Money's an object, kid. Who cares? The man walking back inside, and seeing a bit of the destruction, as he turn back to Deku, asking him to clean up this mess. And Deku, he does start to get to work. And the old guy, he does notice Deku's attitude. Fiery, quick to jump in, wants to throw a punch. He's seen it all before. He's been that guy. The guy who always leaps in and throws a fist. But I mean, those days are behind him. The kid's got good talent. It's definitely something cool. Good? Yeah. But then again, he's a bit too young for all that. So there is that. And Deku, he does continue to work his summer job, up until the end of summer. And eventually, Mina and Kirishima, these two, they started to get a bit more annoyed. Deku, while he would show up sometimes, he also started to do more at the store. And that few days of him showing up became once a week. And the two started to get a little bit more annoyed. However, every time they encountered Deku, whenever they tried to spar next time, they always found a small improvement. So they were able to benchmark themselves. Their training is improving them, but just not as fast. And Deku, he said he was going to train with them. So there actually is where they do decide to try and confront him. Them going to ask him at school exactly why he's been so flaky. Deku going to look up. And a few people do go to look towards Deku, as he does go to have the two sit down. What? You've been flaky, asshole. Are you two... Are you serious, guys? Here? Yes, of course. I mean, what are we supposed to do? Call, text you? Besides, you'd be evasive. Okay, fuck. What do you want? What's up with this sudden interrogation? Shit. We're curious to know why you've been so fed up with us. Fed up? Yeah, you're dodging us. Being evasive. I mean, we were all supposed to train for UA and get better together. But you've been dodging us. I mean, why is that? Can you tell us why? I mean, school just started back up again. And what? You don't text, you don't call us, you don't do anything? And a few people, they do look at the situation. The delinquent guy is talking to those two girls and wait, dodgy texts, seeing them once a week, and oh boy, that guy's in some shit. And Deku, he doesn't look around, hearing people murmur about what's going on. And Deku, he does get a look at both of the two. He's a bit annoyed, but at the same time, he also is a bit more surprised. They're being oddly aggressive. I mean, it's definitely a nice change, but why are they so pissy? He likes this new change, but okay. Fine, you two. You want to hear an answer? I'm getting done with work. You have a job? Yeah, I do. Listen, I'm gonna quit next week. And after that all does happen, then we can all train properly, alright? But for right now, just leave me alone. Kirishima gonna sit down and express. Why didn't you just tell them that? Hmm? tell you what? That you had a job. I mean, it just made things easier. How am I supposed to tell you to that? I mean, easily? We're friends, dumbass. Okay, you stop that. Why? You're annoying me. Yeah, I am annoying you, but you've been annoying us. So are we actually going to train tomorrow? Or are you just going to be flaky again? Come on, we want to actually get ready for UA. I mean, this is the biggest deal of our lives. I got that. Deku actually going to turn his head. Him just trying to think. Okay, yeah, okay, he does have tomorrow off. And while he did want to do some solo training, yeah, okay, fine. Deku going to turn back and agreeing with them. He'll train with them, and then, well, a few other things will happen. The two, they do watch Deku as they go to sit down. And Deku, he is trying to think. Yeah, okay, so let's see. If they really want to train tomorrow, I mean, he can try and ask, but Grandpa Fist is a bit annoying. Okay, yeah, maybe I can see about getting tomorrow off. I mean, I have been working a bit more, so I should be able to. I mean, the store is a bit low low key, so people might not come by a lot. I'm sure you can handle it. You're sure? Yeah. All right. Let me just. I'll call him after school and see, but I can talk to him today. Deku going to make the phone call after school. And Grandpa Fist, he does hear about what Deku's talking about. The man expressing to Deku, yeah, sure. He can have tomorrow off. But then again, if he does give him tomorrow off, is he willing to work an extra day? I mean, just to balance it out. And Deku, he does go to agree. At least trying to tell the old man. He did appreciate the job and some of the advice he was given. But I mean, he's passionate about going to UA. And he does want to be a hero. And the man is trying to give Deku some advice. Being a hero is pretty hard to do. Trying to take on that responsibility, it's not easy. And if he does think that being a hero is just so cut and dry, then he probably shouldn't be a hero. And Deku, he's a bit annoyed. Before he's trying to tell the man about how he's trying to be a hero because he wants to be the strongest. And the man, he does at least fall silent on the other side of the phone. Him expressing to Deku about how being strong isn't always about being powerful. And Deku's confused by that. Before he's trying to tell the old man that his cryptic messages don't work on him. And the old man, he does it to hang up the phone, since Deku clearly doesn't understand what he means. The kid needs guidance. That being what the old man does think. Him going to sit backwards in his chair, and going to enjoy something to drink. His age has definitely started to catch up with him. Back in the old days, though, he could probably teach that kid a lesson. Ugh. But hey, who cares? He's definitely got some things to go through. Maybe call up some old friends, see how they're doing. I mean, over in America, things have got to be a bit more difficult, right? That right now on the old geezer's mind. As Deku, he does have the next day off. Him taking the opportunity to train. And Deku, he did do something quite simple. He took one day off of work. Instead of him working from later or early in the evening after school to somewhere close to around 9, maybe 10, a little bit around probably 8 or 8:30, he doesn't show up for his shift. And the old man, he does go to cover it. But there also actually is Deku's grandmother. Miyako? No. Miyako, she did quite a lot today. And she was actually a lot more happy that Izuku, he made it through the entire summer. She thought about making him a surprise cake, and even just trying to do something nice for him. I mean, The boy has had a bit of a change in his personality. He works at the store, talks to, well, the guy there, and he's just sort of improving a bit. Along with that, she heard him talking to some friends, and she would like to have them over. And Deku, yeah, he does even try to think. Right now, him at the beach with Mina and Kirishima, them training about what to do. And Deku, he does get to head home afterwards. However, whenever he does arrive, he does hear about a situation that happened. And we do actually cut back to that store, where Deku's grandmother, she walked in a little late. It was around 7:30, and somebody, they had an idea. They wanted to try and hit the store, try and see if they can get some cash. They were desperate, and they wanted money. They also just needed something. They needed something to hold themselves over for right now. They needed it desperately. And they made a strike. And Deku, when he got back home, the police were there. And they informed him about exactly what happened with his grandmother. She was caught up in a villain attack, or a robbery gone wrong. And Deku, the moment he hears about all this, it gets him mad. Him running off and getting angry. He tried to make his way to the store, try and see if things were real. I mean, this could have just been a joke, right? But he found out that it was real, and he was angry. The police got Deku's statement. He just had the day off, he wasn't there. And the old man at the store, he confirmed it. He got a little banged up, but he was able to take down the robber. And he was a bit more, well, angry at himself. Had that been him a decade ago, he would have been able to take that guy out pretty easily. He would have been better prepared. But his age has started to catch up with him. And he doesn't really like that. He thought putting down the hero life, it would stay down forever, but clearly it still needs to be around. I mean, he can't necessarily go back to being himself. But hey, there's Izuku. Himily's trying to talk to the boy and tell him about a few things. But Deku, he does show anger. He does show rage. He wants to get the person who did this. He wants to kill them. And the old man, he does try to talk to Deku. Tries to tell him a few things. And Deku, he even does get a few people talking about what happened at school. Some of them, they're aware that Deku, he's definitely not in the right mood to be fucked with. And the next person he unloads on, he is going to let them have the full force of his rage. I mean, the guy looks like he's barely keeping it together. And Deku, he has not heard any word about the police finding these people. So, he had an idea. He knows about vigilante work. He knows about people becoming heroes and taking the law into their own hands. And Deku, he has lost quite a bit. I mean, already enough in his life. The only family he has left is his grandfather. And that does say quite a bit. He's just mad. And he doesn't want anyone else around him to be lost. No one else near him to be taken. And Deku, he does get to head out and start his first night. Him becoming a vigilante. And the old man, he already can tell that Deku, he's going down a different path. He's definitely turning into something else. He doesn't want this kid to wind up like, well, a villain. He wants him to go down the right path. So he does at least try to give the kid a call and tell him to come to the store. Because it might be time for Knuckle Duster to at least give this kid some guidance. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. And have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.